Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire!
And today, we're talking to you about this week's episode of The Flash.
Season 7, Episode 16, POW.
Yes. It was really...
Diggle!
Yes, Diggle. Which we forgot to mention was on last week's episode of Legends as well.
I completely forgot.
Yeah. I remembered and then I forgot to mention it.
I was kind of like in and out of paying attention to that episode fully, so I missed that. Oh, sorry. It's Discord.
Yeah.
I need to quit Discord. Anyway.
But yeah, so I forgot to mention it, and then I remembered it as soon as I saw Diggle's face on this week's episode.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck.
I mean, I might have like glanced and like seen him or something, but just didn't like register it because like
most of the time he was wearing a mask
because
so
I was
really...
watching it, but like I was kind of multitasking while I was watching it, so because Legends is like,
yeah.
But it was still a decent episode. I'm just kind of annoyed with stuff, but
exactly. Yeah. But I just thought I'd mention that here since he was on this week's episode.
Yeah.
And if I remember, then we'll mention it on our next Legends review, saying sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was nice seeing him without the weird funky mustache that he had on that episode. But I enjoy seeing him.
I'm glad he's finally going to deal with it, though.
Yes.
He's freaking been procrastinating. Like, dude, you are the Green Lantern!
Bitch needs to go to Oa and get his shit straight.
You are the Green Lantern! Get the ring! Be Jon Stewart!
He has the ring.
I know, but just use it! Like...
Unless the alien died a while after giving him the ring, he doesn't know how to activate it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he might, like, have a gut instinct on how to, use the ring, but he doesn't know how to charge it. He doesn't know, like, to summon the lantern and say, by darkest... Oh, fuck, I'm forgetting it right now. But you guys know what you guys know that I know it because I say it every week.
You do. You don't say it every week, but you say it a lot.
I say it a lot.
Okay, so Jon Stewart was selected as Hal Jordan's backup after Guy Gardner was seriously injured in a disaster.
Yeah.
Jordan compiled and recruited and equipped Stewart with the standard uniform and power ring. So basically, he gave it to him.
Yeah, but that's not what happened. He got the origin story that Hal Jordan got. Because remember, at the end of... I don't know if you remember. At the end of Arrow...
Yeah.
Something crash landed. And John went to go look at it.
Right.
And then he found...
No, I remember when they showed the clip of him opening the thing and it was green.
Yeah, that's because he opened the box.
Yeah.
And it was green.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that's how Hal got his powers.
Because that's more recent than, like, older seasons of Arrow.
Right.
So I remember that.
Well, I didn't know if you watched that. You know what I mean?
We watched the last season of Arrow.
Yeah.
We saw the finale together.
Right. I just remember you not watching Arrow, and so I didn't know if you'd seen that.
We watched season 8 together.
Okay. It's been too long, and I don't remember. It's been like,
what? It ended in January of last year.
Last year?
It was January of 2020 that Arrow ended.
Really? Yes. It seems like 2 years ago.
No, it was 2020.
Fuck.
I think. Well, everything seems like 2 years ago because of last year.
I know.
But it was early last year.
Okay.
So The Good Place ended early last year, too. Remember? A bunch of stuff ended in January of last year.
No!
Supernatural was supposed to end in May of last year, but ended in November.
That was last year?
Yes!
Yes, I remember that was last year. But... Yeah, like... Hal's origin story is that an alien crashed as he was dying and gave him the power ring.
Oh, okay.
And that's basically what happened to John. So I'm like, okay, so John's story, I don't fully remember John's story, but you just read it, and I'm just like,
yeah, I was looking at the
okay.
wiki for it.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well,
that's how I find out information about superheroes that I don't know the background of, is just going to the fandom wiki page for them, because it's got all the information.
Right. But I was
it's
like,
very detailed.
I was like, I think I remember another Lantern getting his powers a very similar way, but I don't think it was John. And so it's like, since they did John the way they were supposed to do Hal, are they replacing Hal with John? Like,
maybe.
I mean, we've already had Ferris Air. Like, Ferris Airlines is a thing in this universe.
We need to watch more Justice League.
We do. Ferris Airlines is a thing in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, Hal Jordan is a living, breathing fucking person.
Yeah, maybe they're having Hal Jordan be, or they're having Diggle be Hal Jordan for...
No, because then there's no connection to Ferris Air. Mm-hmm. Why have Ferris Air? Because Ferris Air and Hal... Okay, the woman behind Ferris, I think her name is Carol Ferris?
Steve Ferris.
Oh my gosh. Free Ferris.
I just think of Ferris Bueller whenever I hear Ferris. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not a very common name. So when I hear Ferris, I automatically think of Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. So, because him and Carol were an item.
Mm-hmm.
And John's with Lila, so that's not gonna happen. So why keep introducing Ferris Air?
Protect Lila and Diggle at all costs. No.
So there's no reason to have ever introduced Ferris Air if you were just gonna give John the Hal Jordan story. You see, it's
maybe they're just taking aspects of his story and like because Hal gave because we don't really have like much of an origin for John Stewart getting the ring and becoming the Green Arrow. So like Green Lantern, sorry. So like he was on
Yes.
I'm also tired. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, so like we don't really know a lot of that information. So because he just kind of gave it to him, there's not really a lot of like extra background that we know to really go off of.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, because of that, they can kind of take aspects of the original Green Lantern
mm-hmm.
and have that be part of Diggle's story.
And maybe still have Hal as a Lantern.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
I mean, as long as we have Hal as a Lantern, or mentioned as a Lantern, like John goes to Oa and he starts hearing about how amazing Hal Jordan is, and oh my gosh, Hal Jordan's fucking amazing, and pinnacle of human lantern, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, here's all the amazing fucking stories. Hal is so impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not, like, his story, he's the bestest of the bestest and the shit.
But see, I like that even though we don't really have a lot of background for like John Stewart's story with the Green Lantern,
right?
This can be an opportunity for them to kind of do that with Diggle as Green Lantern.
Right, because he's like John Stewart.
Yeah, so that can be kind of their way of like giving him a story.
Mm-hmm.
With like actually acquiring the lantern instead of just Hal giving it to him and being like, you're my backup. Like, we can actually see his like evolution with the lantern and like learning all of it and like taking on that responsibility and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like that we get to see that. Hopefully.
Right. I mean, if we do get the whole Green Lantern thing, like maybe a show where he a Green Lantern
I
show
would
with him.
literally love to see a Green Lantern show because
Right.
the movie is so bad, but
Yeah,
we need
I warned her never to watch it, so she hasn't.
We need a show to redeem itself with.
We do.
Not that Ryan Reynolds wasn't a good Green Lantern, because I'm sure he probably looked a lot like Hal Jordan did, and he's a good actor, and he's funny and everything, but, like, I just know that the movie's bad.
See, the thing is that
I know that the Fantastic Four movies weren't that great either, but I want to see them because there's a young Chris Evans and Jessica Alba.
You got to love the Alba.
So,
Mhm.
because they're doing another one of those, too.
Yeah, but the rights went back.
What are you doing, mister?
Sniffing my shampoo. But those rights went, the movie rights went back to, Marvel. Went back to Marvel.
They have a new trailer for that animated What If show now.
I saw something about that on Twitter. I didn't watch it.
I watched it when they showed him, like, when they were releasing all the trailers for the series that were going to be on Disney Plus, like the Marvel ones. I saw the little trailer they had for it then, but I think they have a new one now.
So. Yeah, apparently Black Panther, the guy, like, T'Challa is going to be a different hero, and then Peggy is going to be Captain Carter.
I know, I saw that in the other trailer.
I was like, that's interesting, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Peggy fan, so.
I liked Agent Carter, but they screwed us over with that, and we didn't get a proper ending. So.
I think they kind of used the end game as the proper ending.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I liked Stephen Peggy, but I know not everybody does.
But yeah, so Lantern, maybe Hal is off on a mission and they need someone to protect the Earth sector, like the sector of the universe that Hal usually patrols.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're planning on doing a Green Lantern show, but it would be nice if they do.
Right. And whether or not they do, we need to get that backstory in. If they're giving John the powers, so we need to get that backstory in there somehow.
Yeah, because they can't just, like, give him the powers and have him become Green Lantern and not give us any story. Like, if they're not going to give us a TV show, then they're going to have to give us something so that we see him often, or not often, but we see him, you know, in guest things in the other superhero shows or in crossovers or whatever.
Exactly.
But I don't know why they would introduce it if they weren't going to do something with it.
Yeah. If he's not getting his own show, then bitch better join Legends, because
usually they do something with that when they introduce a character like that, especially a character that's that renowned in the DC universe.
Yeah.
So.
And especially with Legends going to space this season, it'd be a good chance for him to cross over onto that.
And too, like, because, like, the Flash and Legends and stuff are getting, like, further into their series, we don't know how much longer they're going to be on.
Right.
And so having him just kind of show up sometimes is okay, but, like, it would be really nice if he got his own show.
And with Iris being pregnant, we all fucking know what this is. Like, she's sick all the time now.
It will be revealed in the finale that she is pregnant.
And she's getting, like, speedster shit. We know she's gonna be wearing the excess suit.
Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen!
She's getting her speedster powers back.
Sometime.
They're making the suit into the excess suit. She's gonna get to wear her original outfit when she was the speedster before.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and it's probably about the time when they come up with the design, like, with the name of Excess. Maybe she's the first one that uses it, and then Nora takes it on. I don't know, because since it's the same suit, you would assume. Because whenever Kid Flash becomes the Flash, he wears the Flash suit and stops being Kid Flash. He's the Flash. So the moniker doesn't change.
Yeah.
The Flash will always be the Flash, just a different person in the suit.
And in the promo for next week, they're gonna have like special people show up, and not Henry, but a version of the Flash, the one that he plays, is coming back. John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah.
I always like when he's on it because, you know, I love the fact that they allow him to be a part of it because he was the original in the 90s TV show version of The Flash. And, you know, that's who, like, before all of the DC TV stuff happened, that's who people remember as the Flash.
Yeah.
And so, and just the fact that he's gotten to play Barry's dad, and that he's gotten to play one of the past Flashes, and it's just really cool. And I like that they, not just in the Flash, but like in Supergirl and Arrow, that they've really incorporated people that were from other iterations of those DC heroes into those shows.
Yeah, like, I know on Stargirl they mentioned Black Cat at the beginning, and, like, we got some Black Cat mentions in Arrow. He was part of the original Justice Society.
Okay.
Along with, John Wesley Shipp. His version of the Flash.
Of Barry Allen.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't.
Well, in
Barry
the
Allen,
TV show, he plays Barry Allen.
I know.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah, of the Flash.
Right. His iteration of the Flash. The version with the helmet.
Right.
Was part of the,
But
society.
what Flash is he called in the Flash, though? Like, when he has the helmet and
Flash?
Just the Flash. Like,
I don't know his human name.
Okay, but I mean, he's one of the ones that's from the past.
Yeah, he's part of the Justice Society.
But I mean, too, like, you know, Terry Hatcher being on Supergirl, and, like, Erica Durance being on Supergirl, and, like, you know, just...
As two different characters.
Just people that were part of other Superman or DC-related things that they incorporate into the current shows. So.
Yeah, I would love to see, like, some hint at the original Lantern.
I'm sure that there will be
some
Easter
from
egg
the
with
Justice
that.
Society version.
There'll probably be some Easter egg at some point.
Right. Like, I would love to see that because that was just really weird.
Yeah.
But I don't call him Green Lantern because he's not. He's Lantern.
But I mean, we got to hear about God. We got to hear Godspeed talk.
Yes, and we got to see what he actually looks like under the mask. Because they're all clones of the original. So that face...
August Hart.
Yes, is what they all look like.
And Allegra, my heart.
Oh my gosh, I was in so much...
I was telling her when we were watching it last night, I was like, when she comes back, like, if she tells Chester about what happened, and she's, like, all devastated and crying, and he's just like, I'll be your family, like, I'll be so, like, melted in a puddle on the floor, okay?
She would, too.
Like...
Yeah.
I can't.
I'd be happy, but...
I'd be happy, but I'd just be like...
Yeah.
I can go now. Like,
right. All my shit prayers have been answered.
I mean,
I can die happy.
I just need to see it happen. Like,
yeah.
I need to see some type of comfort in that way from him. Like, whether it's a hug or something. Just like... Yeah. Just to fuel my Allegra and Chester loving heart right now. Like, it doesn't need to be a kiss, but like just something that's like sweet and comforting.
Right.
You know.
She's gonna blame herself for a long time.
But then maybe that will bring up something like from his life that like helps her, and then, you know, they can bond in that way, and then, you know, kind of like she did with Sue, and, you know, have that connection. Sue, Ralph and Sue.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, I know I'm forgetting a character. Who the fuck is Sue? Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean, we didn't see, her come back to Star Labs after that happened with Esperanza. So
yeah.
Um,
We left off with her a crying puddle mess.
But we'll probably see something in the finale. So.
I mean, maybe she leaves like the group for a while and continues Esperanza's quest.
Maybe, but then they're gonna wonder what happened to her.
I mean, she'd like leave a note or something.
Yeah.
But I think she's probably gonna feel that she owes it to Esperanza. So she's probably gonna finish.
She'll probably come back to Star Labs and explain what happened, and then she'll be like, "I need to do this for her," and then she'll leave.
I don't know if she's gonna do that because she knows that there's a chance that she might end up having to kill some people. Because if it comes down to it, she's gonna choose herself.
Yeah.
Over like protecting everyone. Because she doesn't have the power level, the strength, the ability right now. She hasn't powered up enough, like leveled up, as Diggle kept calling it, because it's a fucking video game. She hasn't leveled up enough to have the abilities that Esperanza had, and I'm sure Esperanza didn't have to kill all those people. She just did it.
And every time they kept saying 2049, I just kept thinking Blade Runner 2049. I know that's the time in the future that Nora's from, but
that's why they chose it. Come on now. Everyone who watches the show is some sort of geek. Everyone who writes the show is some sort of geek. And, there's not... in my mind, there's no chance in hell that none of them the writers have not watched 2049.
I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the original Blade Runner, but I need to see the other one.
I've seen both.
The 2049 one. I will see it.
Okay.
It's on my list.
It's a long-ass list.
There's a lot of movies that I need to see.
Yes.
But I plan to see it. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, yeah, next week is the start of the 2-part finale, and it's also the 150th episode. So that is why we're going to see, John Wesley Shipp as the Flash, and we're going to see probably some other guests that come back. I don't know. There is this article about it, so let's see.
I am.
Nora, obviously.
Nora was a little too happy at the end of the show.
Yeah. Jay Garrick, that's his name.
Yeah. I knew that he went by...
Jay Garrick! Flash.
Yeah, I knew that he went by a different name in Earth 2. I just couldn't remember what it was. That's the golden era.
Okay, so it says that he's been missing for over a season, especially after Earth Prime got created. Even though Shipp will be reprising the Golden Age Flash in Stargirl Season 2, Jay is first showing up for the Flash's 150th episode months before his guest spot on Stargirl. During the trailer for Heart of the Matter Part 1, Jay is spotted taking on the Godspeed Army. It is very safe to say that this is the same Jay audiences have known, with the only exception being that Stargirl Season 2 will retroactively establish that he is from Earth 2 post-crisis. Despite Stargirl Season 1 claiming Jay died with the rest of the original Justice JSA, his showing up in The Flash confirms that he is definitely still alive in the present time on Earth 2. Because Jay is back for The Flash's 150th episode, this may be the story where Team Flash discovers that the multiverse still exists.
I do hope that it still exists, because I agree with this video that I watched. I'm pretty sure it was by Paigey. That if he took Earth Prime's position of his doppelganger, Barry's dad, that would mean that his version of Nora took Barry's mom's position. Therefore, Barry was never fucking born. So you better best fix your fucking asshole witch.
Yeah.
because Barry's there. So you can't have this damn loophole running around because, oh, you wanted Jay Garrick on Earth Prime. No, Jay Garrick and Henry Allen are the same fucking person.
So in this,
fix your shit.
Yeah, so then Joan Williams, who's going to be playing Jay's wife,
Mm-hmm.
is showing up.
Yeah.
So in Flash Season 6, Nora's Earth 3 doppelganger got introduced as Jay's wife, Joan Williams. Like Jay, Joan has not been seen again after Crisis on Infinite Earths wiped out all the worlds in the multiverse. What Joan's exact role is in the Flash's 150th remains to be seen. It could be that Jay brings Joan with him from Earth 2 to Earth Prime to assist in the Godspeed War. Given how the story has played out so far, it definitely seems the Flash is requesting all hands on deck for the two-part season finale. However, it would not be surprising if Harrison did pull double duty in the Milestone episode as both Joan and at least one version of Nora.
If he's calling all hands on deck, we fucking better get Kid Flash.
Cisco's coming back!
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but all hands on deck requires all speedsters.
And then Bart West Allen / Impulse.
Mm-hmm. That means all speedsters, so we better fucking get Kid Flash. Or if he doesn't show up, we best be given a good fucking reason as to why.
Yeah.
Like, because when Barry steps down, Kid Flash takes up the mantle of the Flash. So, Kid best get his shit together and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, as long as we get some little moments with Chester and Allegra, and we get some great stuff with the people that are coming back, it should be good.
Mm-hmm. I would.
And of course, Barry and Iris, because I love them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're gonna get things with them.
Right. I wouldn't say no to Jessie coming back.
Yeah, she wasn't listed though.
I know.
And if Wally's not on it, then she's not gonna be on it.
I don't know.
And she's also one of the Wells' daughters, and so Wells isn't a part of it. So.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to be on it for her to show up.
Well, I know, but I don't think she's going to be showing up.
I know. I think she's had plenty of chances since
that would have been listed if she was going to, and it wasn't. So.
I know. Just really want her back. Whether I enjoyed her character, whether or not she was with Wally.
No, I did too.
I just want her back. So yeah.
I mean, it was a good episode.
It was.
I'm glad the stuff with Kramer and stuff was kind of resolved. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're going to be seeing her again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the end for her.
Yeah.
So, at least she got that closure.
Mm-hmm.
And she can kind of start to rebuild her life now and move on from that guilt.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. Nora is spending all of her energy trying to kick the Godspeeds out. Slow-Mo is spending all of his energy trying to keep Mom safe.
Oh, Devin?
Yeah. So.
Well, it's going to be an all-hands-on-deck, probably intense, epic finale.
You think we're going to get Farsa and Psyche?
Maybe? But I think that if Allegra does, do that for Esperanza, I think what she's going to do is she's going to focus on helping Team Flash first, probably, and then she'll go and do this stuff for her sister.
Cousin.
Sorry. For her cousin. So because she even said to her that was part of the reason why she didn't go right away was
Right.
because there was a war going on and she was going to be there for the team.
Mhm.
And now I know that her priorities are probably changing, but they're going to still need all the help that they can get, and I'm sure
Right.
that she'll probably try to be there if she can.
Yeah.
So if she does continue that, it will probably be after.
Maybe. And probably a next season thing.
If they go back to that.
Right.
So.
I mean, maybe next season they'll address that. But yeah. I'm hoping next season we get Ralph.
Yes, hopefully they finally recast the character and we can actually get Ralph with a face.
Yeah. I don't see much longevity in the Flash once Iris has her babies.
I think that it's starting to wind down.
Yeah, I mean, especially because we know Joe and Cecile have a baby, but we haven't really seen it.
And also because Candace Patton, Jesse L. Martin, and Danielle all only signed on for one more season with season 8.
Oh.
When they renewed their contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Right.
I mean, it could have the same amount of seasons as Arrow. It could have one more. I don't think it's going to go probably much past 8 or 9 seasons. I think that that'll probably be the end.
Yeah.
Because it's like Grant Gustin said, it's getting further to the end than it is from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that I don't know if the upcoming season will necessarily be its final season, but it probably will be one of the last.
Yeah.
Either 8 or 9 will probably be its final season.
Mm-hmm.
And if it does get a season 9, it might only be part of a season. It might not be a full 22 episode season.
Right. And then if they do any sort of continuation, it'll probably be another attempt Green Arrow, Arrow and the Canaries.
Yeah.
Because they're spending a lot of time introducing the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both going to play a big part in the first couple episodes of next season because that's going to be a crossover event.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. I think it's the first 5 or 6 episodes going to be crossover.
For season 8?
Mm-hmm.
With what shows?
Because
Supergirl's ending.
I know.
So the only ones that are really, really there are Batwoman, Legends, Stargirl, and The Flash.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know. But that's what Paige is saying, that the first couple episodes are going to be a crossover event.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure we'll find out more.
He's calling it a mini crossover event, so
yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll find out more as it goes on because we're only going to have a few months of break because season 8 is going to be coming out in November, I think.
Right.
So because they already have the first 5 on TV time. They don't have names yet or anything, but they already have them in there for season 8. So I think November was when it said that it was premiering.
Yeah. So there'll be some sort of crossover event. Paige was calling it a mini crossover, so maybe it's just with one show or maybe whatever.
Yeah.
Because
Stargirl's a summer show, so that's hard for them to have. They could still do a crossover, but
right. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at for that, and they're going to be in it. Yeah. At least Bart.
Mm-hmm.
At least Bart will be. I'm not too sure if Nora will be. Probably, since Bart's there. Nora seemed a little happy and really energetic this episode, and I'm that doesn't remind me of Nora. That's not the Nora we know.
Yeah, excuse me.
But we also
seemed like she was hiding something.
Yeah,
kind of.
But last time she was hiding a huge something. Dad went missing. you know, and
We all knew that.
right, but like she wasn't this like.
Yeah.
It's like, are you on something? Like, what's going on? This isn't how you usually act. Is this a new version? Like, we know there's a new version of her because she has a twin, but like,
It doesn't even really look like her.
They don't have to.
I know.
But
That's true. They don't.
yeah. But it's just like I don't know. Like, is she like, is her whole personality different because she's a twin now? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I like that stems more to like there's some parts of you that, yes, are your circumstances and like the things around you and whatever, but there's also parts of you that don't change because you're you. And she's Nora. Nora, like, there's aspects to Nora that should not change. And I don't know.
It was just a little. I don't think it.
Maybe she was happy to see her dad. I don't know, but like,
just happy to be introducing him to her brother.
I don't know.
I don't
because
really
technically,
think it's like a super big character change.
I mean, technically speaking, this version of Nora never traveled back in time to save Dad, so she's never traveled back in time and met Dad.
Right.
So she wouldn't know. I mean, she would know because, like, maybe...
And she's just like, oh, yeah, Mom is fine. Like, everything will be okay with her. And, like,
right. Like, maybe Barry told them, like, oh, yeah, no, there's another version of you that came to the past and saved everything. Sure. But, like, knowing that Barry didn't know Impulse, I'm just like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, I need to know what she knows about when she traveled last time. When her traveled.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know, so it's just like, I'm confused.
We'll probably get that in the finale.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
Okay. So, I suppose,
until next time,
keep believing in the impossible.